Welcome class. I am Prof. Ho. We will cover economic concepts related to demand, supply, and market equilibrium today. Buyer's choice and individual demand. In the United States, brown eggs are more expensive. What are some possible reasons? To answer the earlier question, we need to understand the functioning of a market. Observe that two markets are shown here. In a perfectly competitive market, every buyer pays the market price and every seller charges the market price, which is the price at which transactions are conducted. No buyer or seller is big enough to influence that market price. They have no market power. All sellers sell an identical good or service. How much would you be willing to pay for this Kit Kat? Are you hungry? Do you like this snack? Do you have money? Some terms to remember. Quantity demanded is the amount of a good that buyers are willing to purchase at a given price. Demand schedule is a table that reports the quantity demanded at different prices. Demand curve is a diagram which plots the quantity demanded at different prices. The vertical axis of the diagram represents price. The horizontal axis, quantity. As price decreases, the quantity demanded increases, showing a downward sloping demand curve in the diagram. This negative relationship between price and quantity demanded is also shown in the table. Market demand. Graphically, the market demand curve is the sum of all individual demand curves. It plots the relationship between the total quantity demanded and the market price. For example, at a price of 25 cents, the quantity demanded in the 9 a.m. class is 20 units. The quantity for the 10 a.m. class is 30 units, and that for the 11 a.m. class is 10 units. Summing up, 60 units are demanded at a market price of 25 cents. You may check that at the price of $1, the quantity demanded in the three classes are respectively 5 units, 10 units, and 3 units, giving a total of 18 units when price is $1. In other words, we observe that as price increases, the quantity demanded in the market decreases. Is there evidence for a downward sloping demand curve? Yes. This diagram shows the quantity of gasoline demanded in 3 countries at different prices paid by consumers. In Brazil, gasoline is heavily taxed, and the price to be paid by consumers is very high, resulting in a small amount of quantity demanded. In Venezuela, gasoline is aggressively subsidized, and the price to be paid by consumers is very little, resulting in a huge amount of quantity demanded. The case of Mexico is somewhere between the two. Plotting the quantity demanded at different prices in different countries In addition to these three countries, we have a downward sloping market demand curve. Shifts in demand. Consumer income is a shifter of the demand curve. As income increases, the demand for a normal good will increase, represented by a rightward shift in the demand curve. As income increases, the demand for an inferior good will decrease, represented by a leftward shift in the demand curve. Question: are French fries normal or inferior? Ice cream and frozen yogurt are substitutes, giving similar satisfaction to the consumers. When the price of ice cream increases, the consumer will buy less ice cream and more frozen yogurt. Therefore, the demand for frozen yogurt will increase, represented by a rightward shift in the demand curve. Laptop and software are complements to be used together by the consumers. When the price of laptop increases, the consumers will buy fewer laptops and fewer subscriptions to software. Therefore, the demand for software will decrease, represented by a leftward shift in the demand curve. How about goods shown here? When taste and preference for a good increases, the demand for that good increases. When income increases, the demand for a normal good will increase, while that of an inferior good will decrease. When the price of a substitute of your good increases, the demand for your good will increase. When the price of a complement of your good increases, the demand of your good will decrease. When the number of buyers increases, or the scale of buyers increases, meaning each buyer wanting to buy more, the demand curve will shift to the right. When future price is expected to increase, the current demand will increase. Similarly, if future income is expected to increase, the current demand of a normal good will increase. The shifters of the demand curve are non-price factors, as described earlier. A change in price, however, will bring about a movement along the demand curve. It is important to distinguish shifts from movement along the curve. How will the demand for disposable face masks shift? When government says healthy people need not wear face masks, the market demand may decrease. Are you sure? Is it a signal that the stockpile of disposable face masks is insufficient and the health situation is quite bad, shifting the demand curve in the opposite direction? When government gives out free disposable masks, the market demand may decrease as free disposable masks are substitutes to those in the market. Are you sure? When good quality and cheap reusable masks are available, the market demand for disposable masks may decrease as reusable masks are substitutes. Are you sure?